Hello dear student. In our previous session we discussed lesson number 2 about phrases and clauses. So I think all of you understood those things, and also you might have tried with the exercises. If you have tried and done it for yourself, I expect you to check the answers from here now. Okay, and if you have not done, then try to mark the answer and learn them properly. So let us try with these exercises. Exercise 1, all of you look at your page number 14 of your book and try to read with me and try to learn with. Okay, let us see. First one, exercise 1, tick mark suitably if you think the given group of words is a phrase, clause, or sentence. So if it is a phrase, you have to tick mark under the P. If it is a clause, you have to tick mark under the C, and if it is S or sentence, then you have to tick mark under the sentence. So you have to categorize the given words or sentences under the different headings: phrase, clause, and sentence. I think it's easy, all of you can do it. So I have already done it for yourself. And one more thing, it is asked here, and mark the correct punctuation. You have to put that one into proper punctuation. Suppose it is a sentence, you have to check it whether it is started with a capital letter or not. If it is not started with a capital letter, you must have to write big capital at the beginning, and you see whether a full stop is given at the last or not. If it is a sentence, a full stop must be there, and if full stop is missing, then you have to put a full stop there. Okay, like that way you have to punctuate. I think all of you know what is punctuation and how to punctuate. Now let us see this. I have marked the answers here properly. All of you can see here. I am reading an interesting book. So you can see here. So it is giving you a complete meaning. Then it must be a sentence, and only one more thing is missing here. There is a full stop is missing there. So you can put a full stop here. So put a full stop and you mark it. That S means you have to mark it at the sentence place. Okay, you see it is marked here as. Okay, I think you can do. Similarly now, through the door. So through the door means what? The second one you can see, through the door means, what is this through the door? It is giving you some meaning, but not a complete meaning. So it must be a phrase. So I have written here phrase. All of you please look at here and you may mark the tick mark there. Okay. So I have written like this so that it will be easily seen by you. So that is why you please try to mark the answers here, and your job is to give a tick mark here under the P, C, or S. So for the second one I have marked here under the P I have marked, and similarly I have marked everywhere. You may look at this one, or otherwise you can see the answers that are written by the side of the side of the given words there. Okay, so because this is becoming very wide and it is not visible properly, that is why I hope all of you can mark your answers from here. Okay, so now look at number 3. So you see number 3 is here. What can I do for you is given. So what can I do for you? It is a complete, it's meaningful expression. So you can mark it to be a sentence. So I have marked it as a sentence here. I think all of you can do. But what more things are left here? You can see punctuation is missing. W should be written in capital. What? That the beginning of a sentence must be written with a capital, and at last, as it is a question, is a question, then you have to give a question mark there. Is not so? So interrogative sentence, so you must have to give a question mark there. Got it? I think all of you. Next one, number 4. We were flying above the clouds. We were flying above the clouds. So you can see is also meaningful thing. So it's a meaningful expression. So here you also can mark it. The punctuation is missing. You can start with capital and give a full stop here, and you write it to be a sentence. So you can write it as a sentence. S you can write. Okay. Next one you can see. Other one, number 5. What a wonderful book. So what a wonderful book is also is a sentence. Why it is? Because it is giving you a complete meaning. But only one thing is missing here, W, that beginning should be capital, and at last there should be an exclamatory mark, and you can mark it S. Okay, got it? Next one, number 6. You see, run. Okay, only the word is given run. So whether it is a sentence or is a phrase, so it is obviously it is a sentence. Why? Because you can say it is you run. Okay, so run means, suppose somebody says run, then it's a complete meaningful expression. So that means you run, that is okay. So you can start it with a capital letter, and also you have to give a full stop there, and you should mark it to be a sentence. Okay, so you can write S there. Okay, under the heading of sentence you can tick mark. Hope all of you are getting. Number 7. Do not tease the pup. Okay, pup means their puppies. Okay, do not tease the pup. So it is also a sentence. Why? Because it's a complete, is giving you a complete meaning. Only lacking is here that beginning should be capital, at last there should be full stop, and it should be tick mark under the heading S. Okay, now look at number 8. That I cannot follow it. So that I cannot follow it. So this type of sentence is, it has a subject also, and also it has a verb too. Then, but it is not giving you a complete meaning. So it should be a clause. It should be a clause. You can tick mark under the heading of clause. Okay, I think all of you are understanding. Please do it carefully. Next one, number 9. I do not know you. I do not know you. Obviously anyone can tell this one is a sentence, and only missing is there. The full stop is missing. You please try to give it here, and what you have to do, you have to mark under the sentence. I don't know you, or I do not know you. Okay, good. Next one, I love poetry. This also, love for poetry. Love for poetry means what? This is love for poetry. This is what it will be. It's a incomplete expression, so it must be a phrase only. So you mark this number 10 to be a phrase. I think all of you can do. You see that last response is given in this way. All of you please try to mark it carefully. Okay, I think next one, let us see. This exercise 2, you can see, is you are asked to make sentences using the given phrases. Okay, the phrases are given and you have to make the sentences. All of you are given the freedom of writing the sentences of your own. Just I will try to give you some of the model answers for you. You may try to modify it and try to write the answers from your own mind too. I will be very happy if you do something of your own and do it in a different way also. Okay, but it should be correct. Okay, so let us discuss the answers. Full of beautiful flowers is given the phrase, is not so? Full of beautiful flowers. What is full of beautiful flowers? I have written here. You can see here one thing is written, the garden is full of beautiful flower. You can easily write. Okay, my this flower vase is full of beautiful flowers. Also you can write. Okay. So the garland is full of beautiful flowers. Like that way you can write many other things. Next, number 2, in good health. We are all keeping here in good health. Also you can write, okay, in good health means we are all keeping here in good health. You can write, okay. So we will be happy when we are in good health. Like that way also you can write some other sentences too. Next, see number 3, covered with ice. Okay, so here I have written the top of the mountain or top of the Himalayas are covered with the ice always. Okay, the top of the mountain is covered with ice. Okay, also you can write the road is road is covered with ice in the winter season. Okay, in that western country where in the cold countries this happens. Okay, now number 4, without any fear. So you can start writing. He replied to the principal without any fear, or he said everything to the principal without any fear. Also you can write he went to the demon without any fear. Okay, next, number 5, a few minutes later. Okay, so I have written a few minutes later she started crying. Okay, like that way. A few minutes later she started crying. A few minutes later we arrived, it started raining. Like that way you can write many other sentences too. Number 6 one, in orchard. In the orchard. So you can write I saw a beautiful bird in the orchard. Like that way you can write. Okay, so okay, there are mangoes in the orchard. There are varieties of fruits in the orchard. Like that way you can write. Okay, now round the sun, you can easily say the planets are going around the sun, our earth moves around the sun. Like that way you can write in this matter. Okay, I cannot help you in this matter. Okay, don't involve me in this matter. Like that way you can write. Okay, number 9, in time. Okay, what you can do, we always go to school in time. You can make a sentence in this way. Next, number 10, across the river. I live in a village across the river. Okay, I think all of you are understanding. There is no problem at all. Now look at number 3rd exercise number 3. You see is written, complete the sentences by putting a phrase, clause or complement there. So this is also completing a sentence. You can easily do it for yourself. It's not a problem. Just let us try to discuss some of them. We will now move on to this is given. Move on to the next page or next page, next chapter, next room, next village. Like that way you can write. There is no problem. Okay, we will now move on to playground. We will now move on to the particular place, move on to the market. Okay, like that way, move on to our house. Like that way you can write. Similarly, number 2, as the speaker started to speak, so dash is given. As the speaker started to speak, there was silence. Everybody kept silence. Okay, like that way, or everybody applauded with clapping. Okay, so all encouraged him with clapping, or like that way, or everybody started making noise. Also you can write. Like that way you can make sentences. All of you are given the freedom of writing from your own mind. Okay, number 3, the watch was so expensive that the watch was so expensive that I could not buy it. Only rich people can buy it. Okay, like that way you can write. Okay, the watch is very expensive. Suppose there are some diamond watch or some very expensive watches are there. Some 70,000 or 1 lakh, more than 2 lakh, like that type of very expensive watches are also there. Wrist watches are there, and then only the rich people, only well-to-do people only can buy. Okay, or some poor people cannot buy. The watch was so expensive that the poor man could not buy it. Okay, like that way you can write. Next, number 4, This is the village where I lived in the past. Okay, this is the village where my forefathers lived, like that. This is the village where people live happily. Okay, like that we also you can write. Number 5. It was too dark and we could not see anything. Also you can write it was too dark and we could not walk without fear, or we could not see the path. Like that way you can write many other things in this way. Okay, I think all of you can write. Similarly, number 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 also there. I think all of you can try your level best to give the completion, try to find out an answer to complete the sentences. I hope you can do it. So all the best. I expect everyone to give your part of job, to do your part of job and try with this one. Okay, thank you for listening.